you don't get much more standard than that. Doom's around, Skywrath's around. Expect them to be picked up. Maybe an Earthshaker. You never know. Earthshaker, Skywrath. Although Centaur Skywrath has been a more popular combo recently, I think.
Yeah, and Doom is still available too, so I wouldn't be surprised if Doom gets picked up here, even in the first round. Death Prophet, that big silence, AoE silence taken out. Skywrath, that small single target silence, well, large single target silence, I guess, is picked up. So we could even see Brew sneak through. I mean, Doom would still be available, but I think Sky's the bigger counter to the Brewmaster than Doom is. But do you want to give a team Lycan and Doom? Because Doom could easily be the next pick for Album Sheet right now, and they're on the dire side. It's still 6.81. So Lycan on the dire is going to always be terrifying.
Yeah, and Blink Doom is one of the most effective ways to deal with a Lycan. Although a Batrider is a pretty decent way to deal with a Lycan, too.
They love Batrider in this scene still. It's ridiculous.
Well, Batrider has never... has he ever not been popular since he got here? I mean, he's had times when he kind of fell off a little bit, but then people said, oh, if we just do this... Yeah, but then people were like, wait a minute, even though he got nerfed, he's still really good because he still has, like, it's almost a combination of a safer version of VS Swap with a long disable that goes through BKB. How is that ever going to be bad?
And AoE damage and teamfight control.
Yeah, and he farms fast as hell. It's not like he ever needs to worry about not getting farmed because you stack up jungle for a little bit and it's just free gold.
Yeah, very, very true. Puck, the second pick out here from Album Sheet. It seems maybe a little early. Maybe these teams have been screaming at each other and they know a little bit about what they want to draft. Puck as a second pick seems kind of early. It's not a hero that's like, you know, highly picked, highly banned anymore. But they'll scoop it up second, even though they're going against the Skywrath. Skywrath can be pretty annoying to the Puck, as that silence for 3 and then eventually 6 seconds can really, really hurt the poor little Fairy Dragon. So we'll see how Album Sheet look to use that hero as some more bans coming out. The Gyrocopter is going to be the first ban of the second phase.
Yeah, and Skywrath, not only is Puck really, really vulnerable to the silence, but if you wait till just near the end of the phase shift and then drop a Mystic Flare on it, I'm pretty sure he can't blink out, because I think the damage is applied before you have a chance to blink. I'm not totally sure, because sometimes instant blinks do a lot of things you think they shouldn't be able to, but I would figure that Mystic Flare would disable that. And also just in general, I mean, if you just dump some damage on him, it's going to be a lot of damage if he's trying to get that last second dodge with phase shift.
Yeah, and there's a hero that you actually already mentioned, the Vengeful Spirit. Kind of how Batrider has a bit of a swap ability, something that can punish positioning. Also, Vengeful Spirit, we see time and time again that hero does very, very well against the Batrider, swapping out either the ally in trouble or the Bat himself. Either way, you break the lasso, you save your teammate, and then you die, and you reduce the damage of the entire enemy team. So Vengeful Spirit, hero we see it played a lot. Not today, though, as Team Empire want to make sure their Batrider has a good old time this game.
Doesn't hurt the Chiefs or whole team that ridiculous scaling damage buff. And I think it was only really Power Rangers that experimented with the aggressive tri-lane farming Venge, but I thought it was hilarious, and I wish we saw it more.
I saw a few other teams do it, or maybe that was just when we were casting the Game Show League. It was Power Rangers that were messing around with that, because I remember seeing it somewhat recently.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, they had quite a good amount of success with that. I saw them win many games, quite frankly. But I think that was more because people weren't really prepared for it, and they weren't, in spite of the fact that it had been run before, they were like, oh, it's just going to be a support Venge. And they're like, wait a minute, this tri-lane is murder.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really need those super late game carries so much anymore. We went back to it a little bit, but for a while there it was pretty much like, we don't need late game carries, we're just going to push, Death Ball, and win the game at 20 minutes. And Vengeful Spirit is honestly a perfect carry in that scenario, also a pretty good support, so she still sees a lot of play. But it's going to be the greedy, I say greedy, but he's really not greedy, he's just efficient, the Enigma that gets banned out. He can find so much space to farm, so much gold per minute, XP per minute on the map, and he lends himself nicely to the push. I hear Black Hole's a pretty good spell, people like to yell about it. And then Nyx Assassin on the flip side of that will be taken out. I guess they've got 2 intelligence heroes already. Maybe looking for another one here, so they ban out that Nyx.
Enigma's a little greedy, because half the reason you want him is because he farms so fast, and so he ends up in the jungle and just gets so much gold, but then you don't want him ganking the lane and slowing down, you know, his fast mech for the push. But at the same time, he gets a mech so fast at this point that you can kind of get away with it.
Yeah, you can just lose a lane if you have to. Or, you know, he can rotate and slow down the mech, so it can be greedy, but it's not the most greedy of picks.
Yeah, I mean, he can rotate. The other thing is, of course, if he's leveling his Eidolons, he's not leveling his stun, which is... But if you have any sort of solid disable in the lane that he has the potential to gank, those Eidolons hit like a truck.
They sure do, especially when there's 6 of them. Sometimes you even try to gank them in the jungle, and like you go on them, and then as soon as you do, the Eidolons all start splitting, and there's 6, and you're like, this is gonna hurt, and then you die.
This is a
and
lot
it's
of
really
single
awkward.
target lockdown. I mean, it's gonna work really nice with the Skywrath for anything they get their hands on, but also, I mean, well, you do have to worry about getting stunned out as the Bane. The Batrider will have it for free. These are 3 heroes that are all going to be very, very frustrating for that Puck, and
Yes.
quite frankly, for the Lycan pre-BKB. I mean, and even after BKB,
even with the
Batrider and
BKB.
Bane have got it covered. But beforehand, Skywrath is fantastic against him as well. 6 seconds that you can't get out. Like
Let's
your
see if they go
bailout is done.
Enchantress
There we
as
go.
well.
There we go. That is a good way to help deal with it. Having that
Yeah.
2.5 second banish to protect anyone who happens to get picked up by Bane or Batrider. Really, really big, especially
no
with the Skywrath.
fantastic demonic purge target yet. I mean, mainly because Team Empire hasn't really revealed their core heroes, as they're gonna have to do now. We've got Batrider, who's gonna be in about that 3 role, and then here comes Mirana. So it looks like it'll be a core Mirana, whether it'll be in the tri lane or be in the middle lane. Either way, it should be paired up with the Bane. Mirana Bane have incredible kill potential, and we can find them honestly in any lane.
Do you think they go for an aggressive tri-lane with this? Bane, Mirana, Skywrath?
It's a little more dangerous when the Shadow Demon's picked up, because even if there's a Nightmare,
Yeah.
the arrow hits, someone's disrupted, it's going to be really chancy on who actually gets the kill. I would still give the edge to Mirana and Bane, because they're going to be the ones putting out a ton of damage, but I don't know. Going aggressive against Shadow Demon is always kind of scary. Unless you just kill the
I just
Shadow
think,
Demon.
what do you want to show? Oh, God. You just really want to shut down that Lycan, you know what I mean? You don't want to have to deal with him in the mid-game if you got free farm.
Yeah, it's
Tower
such
control.
a... It's... I don't know, like, Lycan can rebound
It's
so
risky.
quickly, it's almost like it doesn't matter sometimes.
I mean, he's not like Shadow Fiend in terms of his rebound speed, but yeah, I don't disagree.
Lash.
Also, I
Lash
think
played a lot.
Dude, I love that hero. He's been one of my favorites since Dota 1. But yeah, I mean, it
looked
made
cooler in
perfect
Dota
sense
1.
for him to get in. To an extent, yeah. The
This is more
kind of like
ridiculous.
shimmery translucent stuff he had
Yeah.
going on was really cool. When I'm on the subject of demonic purge, which you mentioned a little bit ago, God, I'm tripping over words. My bad.
Stop tripping.
Oh God, I just can't, man. I need my fix. But the Batrider isn't a bad target for the demonic purge. It's not as good as obviously shutting down some kind of melee carry, but he'll have the Blinken and the Force Staff. But like later in the game, when he's going like for Boots of Travel, Mask of Madness, just to drag people as far as possible, he won't be getting anywhere except those 600 units Force Staff push.
Yeah, that's true.
5 seconds remaining.
It's 500 now, isn't it?
I have no idea.
It's 500-600 units. I feel bad now for not knowing that. All right, yeah, it's definitely well. Okay, so is that a Batrider mid, or are these dual lanes? No, it can't be dual lanes. This,
I mean,
this draft doesn't
Could-
fit
could
dual
be-
lanes at all.
Could be dual lanes. I know why they banned Nyx.
Bat and Furion both want a solo lane.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, Furion's changed though, right? He has changed. He builds 5 Null Talismans, not seriously, he builds 3 Null Talismans, that's actually serious, and he just gets it done early, so what if you put someone else in his lane? Like, I don't know
Maelstrom
if it's
Blink.
that big of a deal
I like it.
anymore.
Maelstrom Blink is still probably my favorite iteration of Furion.
Reserve time.
Yeah, I would agree, but that's not what the people are doing right now.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a standard Nature's Prophet game in a long time.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen Maelstroms coming out in recent times, and I've seen super aggressive like Orchid Deso come out a couple of times, but I'm not sure I've seen a Furion get shoved in a dual lane at all recently. Maybe you caught. Oh, what? Nobody runs that hero.
Carolina, man. EG runs it.
Okay, well, EG is weird, and
Are you
know
calling
that.
them nobodies? Did you just call EG nobodies?
I might have. I'm sorry, RTZ. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, seriously. Don't kill us. We know it would be too easy for you, so please just don't bother. Yeah, that's an interesting pickup on the Lena,
Let's-
so she's getting
So
buffed
obviously
even
it's
more.
gonna- She is. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I like Lena. I think she is kind of underplayed, but I think in the meta, if you want someone who has that kind of nice AoE stun that you need a little bit of setup for, your better pick right now is usually Leshrac.
Even Kunkka.
But yeah. But I mean,
if
she's
anything-
gonna work nicely with the Shadow Demon as long as they get the timing
Yeah.
down. The timing isn't as easy as something like a Mirana Arrow, because quite frankly, for all the like impressive that people talk
Mirana
about Banish and
Arrow is
Mirana
broken.
Arrow, it's not actually that hard because it can be any part of the arrow. It doesn't have to be the tip.
Just
But
the
getting the stun, because you have to time it within half a second, and that thing doesn't have any sort of linger. So if you miss it by a split second, you're done.
There's a bit of a sound, like, sort of, it keys you in that it's going to end. The sound changes a little bit. That's kind of how I do it. And I don't know. I don't miss it too much, but it's something that can be blinked out and dodged, or even if you have a haste rune, it's going to be almost impossible to land even after the disruption, just because people are fast. Kind of got to lead them a little bit. And I think if anyone showed us why Lina doesn't get played, it was probably Kuroki at TI4. I think he was the one that had the pleasure of playing Lina.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not quite as easy as the OD banish with the little visual indicator on it.
Yeah, that thing just tells you, like, hey, I'm running out.
At the same time, once
2,
Centaur has a blink, that Centaur Lina roaming combo. I mean, I saw it's not quite as good as what Vici's been running. Centaur Skywrath that I mentioned, because that's just ridiculous.
Well, Skywrath was gone.
Double edge flare, yeah. But so having the Lina, you can kill basically anyone with that. Stomp double edge Laguna, and Laguna's on a very, very short cooldown. I mean, at level 1, it's only 10 seconds longer than level 1 Skywrath.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah. So you've got very, very similar potential, and it's instant. They have no chance to move out of it. And
it scales into the late game better than Mystic Flare, because if you pick up an Aghanim Scepter, it goes through magic immunity. I actually have yet to even see that.
Yeah, well, that's because, I mean, you're not getting that much more damage on it. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's upping your damage from, I don't know, it's good, but it's not godlike unless you have like a million people on the enemy team who all have BKBs. Because especially in this lineup,
you're good against PA or something.
Everyone you pick off is going to be worth killing. Like, Batrider might have a BKB by like his 3rd or 4th item, but then you can just target the Bane, and if you kill the Bane, you're in good shape. Or if Bane has a BKB, you can target the Skywrath, and if you kill the Skywrath, you're in good shape.
You will kill
There's
the Skywrath.
always someone worth Laguna blading. Yeah, right? You will kill the Skywrath. There's no if.
Poor guy. He's going to be squishy, and Lina's definitely going to pick on him. But it could go the other way around. Lina's actually just going to be a support. I don't know why. I wanted it to be a core. I just thought it was going to happen, but it's not.
No, they didn't have the lanes to make it work. Unless you wanted to do a support Centaur in an aggressive tri-lane, but then why wouldn't you do a core Centaur in an aggressive tri-lane? With that setup, because that's a pretty strong aggressive tri-lane. I wasn't actually thinking about it. Although
it's
aggressive
very common these days, running just sort of the one-roll farming Centaur, even in tri-lanes or just by himself. But look at the smoke up here from Empire, looking to get things started off early. They've got, of course, the arrow, always want to fly in silent, looking to strike somebody down, but they won't find anybody as Album Sheet moves back to their own tier 2, to the safety of it. And now they run past the ward there. What is that one? The Scientific Curiosity scouting out the enemy team.
Yeah, see, I get that they wanted to scout with the Treant, but if you're pushing a Treant that far in, people are going to back up. Well, not necessarily. You don't necessarily know that there are 3 heroes smoked up, but you do know if you've been scouted, you should back off in the early game, because something could be going wrong if you don't have vision of the enemy team.
Most definitely. And alright, the horn sounds. We'll start introducing the teams quickly before too much happens. The Nature's Prophet, he will just be in the middle lane. It's not a very common role for him, but we've definitely seen Nature's Prophet here in this role before, and already one Null Talisman in the bag. Expect at least 2 more, so resolution there. Skywrath is going to be Sonaiko here, the stand-in. Bane, always want to fly. The Batrider, it's going to be solo handling that, and on Mirana, we will have Silent in that core 1-roll position.
All right, over on the side of Album Sheet, going to have Bignum playing the Shadow Demon, Puck in the off lane, played by Axmo27. Vovapane will be taking the Centaur Warrunner, who looks like will be farming up since he's farming up in the safe lane, as our Lycan, played by Aloha Dance, is in the mid lane, up against the Furion. And then finally, Lina, handled by Inquisitor. We'll see how those stuns go. She can be a pretty exciting hero to watch, man.
Yeah, definitely. If she starts rolling, or even snowballing, just as a support, she has so much damage, and in conjunction with the double-edge damage coming out here from Vovapane, you talked about the roaming combo between those 2 heroes. It's basically going to be as strong as the Bane Mirana. They just need the blink on Centaur before they can really kick that into gear.
God, look how defensively this tri-lane is positioned.
Oh, here we go.
Okay? That's
everything going to connect on Always Want to Fly. He goes to contest the pool, and he's going to give up his own life. They're not even going to shoot an arrow into that, and it's Bignum on the Shadow Demon picking up the first blood. Always Want to Fly, caught in that disruption, and the Centaur Stomp to follow it up.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention, like, Album Sheet playing really scared in this lane. They're sitting back and waiting for the pull to go off so they don't get hit by that the sleep arrow combo. But if you go in there and you're in disruption range, you're in so much danger against this Album Sheet tri lane. Both of these have ridiculously high kill potential, so one misstep. Basically, both teams need perfect positioning for the next, 10 minutes or so until these lanes break up.
Yeah, I think Bane Marana are just so used to being like kings of the castle that they got a little overzealous there. They're like, oh, we'll totally kill them.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, and then they got murdered. So middle lane, Nature's Prophet. He's doing okay, 7 and 6. Good denies. He's got an all talisman. He probably will go phase as well, just to contest last hits more in this 1v1 lane. But Aloha Dance, 10 and 2. 1-1 right now on the skills. Probably going to go for the Wolves here. He's mid lane. Do you think he gets a bottle, or does he actually already have one, just to spam out these Wolves and harass the Nature's Prophet?
I'm not sure. I mean, the Wolves really... I don't know. I think you're mostly using the Howl in the mid lane. The Wolves are nice to have to get the harass down, but alright, he's going to go for the extra points in the Wolves, of course, because he wants to have that pushing potential in the later game, and also the ability to drop into the jungle.
Yeah, I think 4-1-4 is the usual build these days.
I'm not sure. I think you just go straight for your normal mana regen stuff, like the Bass Ring into Vlad's, and you rely on that, and you don't spam out the Wolves too much, because with the good, I mean, obviously they're really useful, but you gotta be careful with them or you're just gonna be giving up golden experience. I mean, see,
right
one of them
there,
already
45.
drops right there. What?
They're a bit fragile without the HP regen, so they die pretty easily. But up top, we're going to have a big jump onto Inquisitor. There's the disruption, though. Why is she so small? She will get out of it. A concussive shot coming through. Didn't even need to use it. And that's a decent cooldown. But they'll find the pick off there on Inquisitors and Lina, and they'll back out. They contest that pool successfully. It's now 1-1.
That's going to be the big thing, is if you get the sleep, like the sleep arrow combo on anyone who's out of position, then you have time for Skywrath to get in the perfect position to hold them out of position with concussive shocks. They're not running away from that. So while you might miss out on some of the damage from the arrow, which is very, very unfortunate if that disruption is well timed, they'll at least still be kind of stuck out of position. And that means the disruption has to be burned defensively, so you don't have the good setup for the Lina or the Centaur to get in on you and land the stuns.
Wow, Puck in the bottom lane. I saw him retreating with like 4 stacks of napalm. He turns it back around and will kill the Batrider. Maybe Batrider getting a little too aggressive and the napalm's dropped. A little unsure, but Batrider's doing well down here despite his death. He was kind of dominating the CS 18 and 3, but with this free space, Puck catching up now 16 and 1. So pretty much even there on the CS now, and both those heroes probably going to be going for those quick blink daggers.
Yeah, one would imagine. Looks like Puck is
look at
picked up a
Sky.
bottle for himself.
In the middle lane, he finds Aloha Dance. It's going to be a kill. Support just killing the mid laner. No big deal. The Wrath of Nature Resolution's actually going to pick it up there. Now Puck TP's in with the Dream Coil. Everything landing on Soneko. He's still quite fast. He already snapped it. And he's just going to go ahead and TP out there in the tree line. And nice plays there by the Skywrath Mage. Picking up a kill. Forcing a rotation off the bottom lane from the Puck, who is sort of free farming. And he still escapes.
Man, looks like we might have a Maelstrom coming out on the Furion. He's picked up the Gloves of Haste and he's already gone in for Treads, so maybe he's going for a Midas still, but I don't know, man. I'd still like that build. I still think it's really
I
fun.
think it's going to be better. I mean, you got the Wolves and you've got obviously just like creep that are going to have a Howl that you want to bring down quickly, so
Wolves have too
Maelstrom's
much
gonna be
magic
pretty
resist
nice.
for it to be that good.
That's true. But either way, you're stopping the creep wave from getting to your tower quickly with the Maelstrom.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of that pushback. You're keeping the backdoor protection up against that Lycan a lot of the time. It'll be very useful.
Rider once again, solo not learning. Already diving the tier 1 in the bottom lane, trying to kill this Puck. It doesn't work out. Puck's now level 7, looking at the Batrider, he's level 6, so a little bit further behind, and just bottle with brown boots. Tranquil's coming out here for the Centaur. And what is we got the Bass on silent, bottle on the off lane Puck, just because Puck knows that Aloha Dance on the Lycan isn't going to be going for one. And Gloves of Haste, we'll have to see if it's the Midas or the Maelstrom for Resolution. That's pretty much where the items are at right now. The game is 2 and 2, as Always Want to Fly and Soniko look to maybe rotate, but there's a lot of vision up here for both teams where the supports would be rotating, so it's going to be hard. Very aggressive vision from the Radiant.
Yeah, well, they're looking for those pickoffs constantly. I mean, all they want to do with this tri-lane is get kills. Quite frankly, if they don't get a lot of kills and they transition in the mid-game and have to deal with the Lycan kind of going everywhere on them, I don't know. I think I like Album Sheets' like 10 to 20 minute presence better than I like Empires, but the later it goes, the more I like Empire.
Oh, he lives. Outrider's in some trouble as well. He's got an invisibility rune.
Ooh. Oh, the TP in from Furion, and then the finish off from the Skywrath Mage. That Arcane Bolt was chasing him. What's up? Did you miss that?
I know. I heard the sound, but I didn't see the Arcane Bolt. It didn't exist. But those are not just joinable, no matter what.
Down. Well, till next patch. But the Arcane Bolt was chasing him down like crazy as soon as he was finishing that dive right there, and then Furion just came right back in after his TP.
Always want to fly, gonna get picked off there on the Bane. They were trying to be the aggressors, and, well, it didn't quite work out once again. It's 3-3 kills all across the map. Puck was even in there in the middle lane as they tried to kill Resolution the first time. He TP's back to base with a TP scroll, and then he TP's into the middle lane with his ability, teleportation, gets the kill on the Lycan, or rather Skywrath gets it, but either way, it was nice that he was there to get some of the XP. So, crazy trades in this game, and it's 3-3 on the scoreboard. It's quite even, but it's Empire though who are pulling slightly ahead in the golden XP graphs as it stands. 3,000 gold and a 2,000 experience advantage for Empire at just under 8 minutes. Another pair of Tranquil Boots coming out, this time on the Shadow Demon. No mana boots on any of these teams yet. Do they not care? Of course, I think Bane and Sky have got to be gone for Arcane Boots, but as for Album Sheet, it doesn't look like anyone will be. Maybe the Lina decides to.
Yeah, I mean, you still have the Lina who could go for it. Yeah, the Puck probably wouldn't, even as an offlane Puck. Just for the, I mean, theoretically for the sake of the team, but you probably want the more initiation-focused stuff on him. This Lina skill build is actually not going for a maxed arrow, which tells me that they're not confident at all about their ability to get any sort of sleep arrow combo off against this lane. She's gone for the 3 points in Starstorm and only 2 points in Arrow.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
focusing on the AoE damage, focusing on the, just fighting afterwards, because she knows she can't just run around and be a true powerhouse with the Shadow Demon lurking in the wings.
Oh, it's going to be tough. He's not there now, though. They don't realize it, though, because they have smoked up. Big Num leading the charge on the Shadow Demon as per usual. Looks like they want to maybe head bottom and try to stop Solo, as they realize something is up. So Empire just chilling at their Tier 1 tower, not looking to get caught out of position. Not that they could, but they don't know where they are. We do. They are heading into the bottom lane. Solo jungling up. He's very close to that Blink Dagger, and he's going to have it before the 10-minute mark. Maybe, he buys it at the side shop. He could give up his life, and maybe it's delayed, because the supports are still down there looking for the kill along with the Puck. But if he just buys it on the courier, has it delivered, should have it before 10 minutes, and it's going to be a good pickup. We can see maybe Solo leave this lane eventually. Actually, Lycan's Wolves are going in to scout out. They're going to find him. It's just Lycan for now, though, and Solo should be okay. The Howl's going out. The Wolves are pretty quick. Now out of... one more bottle charge here for Solo, so still running out, and he's going to be fine. So, Blink Dagger completed, and a TP, and a Smoke. So he's buying all the 3 components of what you need to kill people on Batrider, so we'll see what he does, or who he chooses.
Who he chooses is the bigger question here. Although, Album Sheet taking advantage of the fact that they managed to push Solo out. They know that he probably won't want to TP into the middle of a bunch of heroes or like that, since he's really relying on coming in from the sides or from out of sight to get a lot of work done. Puck a little late on that phase shift.
Big Wrath of Nature.
Never mind, he wants to go in.
Solo jumps on Aloha Dance, and all the TPs are coming in. Flame Break, it's a nice one, but he's still very fast, looking for the right clicks. Now just silence. Starfall coming off a cooldown. Arrow's going to miss. Aloha starting to TP out, and he will get out of dodge. How convenient for him, those TP scrolls. Resolution also going to survive just narrowly there, as Lina will fall. Now the Puck in a little bit of trouble. Silent has already used that arrow. It's not quite off a cooldown, but the silence, he can't take the orb, and he will fall, and that's So Nico on the Skywrath, showing why silence is so good against Puck.
I was completely wrong about Solo not wanting to commit to going back in right there. The second I say
well, that Wrath of Nature.
Yeah, it was really nice setup. Got them all down to, manageable hit point totals.
Like half HP to the Lycan.
Dude, that thing is nasty. Like, don't knock it.
Must have hit Lycan last, because that was a lot.
Yeah. If he catches you on last bounce, it's nasty. And there's the Maelstrom. All right, I'm happy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm satisfied with this Furion right now.
Bunch of boot
There's the Arcane Boots on Skywrath, yeah.
Arcane Boots come out for Sky, and it was going to be Treads here for Axmo. Or maybe just Mo on the Puck for Album Sheet. Yep. Maybe he might rush the Blink off the brown boots, but it's not going to be the case. He's a little squishy. He only has 1 death, actually. And decent CS for an offlane Puck. It was a 1v1 lane, but look how far behind he is from the Bat. Bat up at 64, Puck at 39 as we switch to net worth. We see the tri-core lineup of Empire leading there on the net worth, and that's always a dangerous position to be in at any point in a game.
I mean, Puck kind of has a hard time against Batrider. Puck does best against people whose big kind of harass abilities are on a longer than 6-second cooldown, so he can phase shift all of them.
Oh, flies in some trouble.
Yeah,
He's going for the wraparound. He gets coiled up, throws out the Nightmares looking for a brain set, but he can't. Silence from the Waning Rift, and he will fall. Even the Moonlight Shadow going to be expended there from the Mirana, trying to keep him alive, but a bit of a waste. Maybe they use it here in the middle lane. Oh, they have the lasso. Just get him. He blinks anyways. He could have just done it. And yeah, there you go. Inquisitor is going to take a fall there. Batrider picking up that kill. 2-1 and 1 right now.
Yeah, all he needs now for his 4-staff is Recipe. He's doing quite nicely for himself. Yeah, sitting at almost 5k net worth. And from a 1v1 lane is pretty solid. Although the Furion dude, sitting at 6.4k, that's pretty intense. He's got about 2k on the Lycan, so he destroyed that lane. And the Lycan is the highest farmer on Album Sheet. This is, this chart is not really that friendly for Album Sheet, looking over at the net worth, because I mean, I said I really liked their 10 to 20 minute, but if there's just a little bit of an advantage on Empire that can help keep them just at that slightly stronger space, and if the Batrider keeps getting kills like he should be for the next, 5 to 7 minutes when people are still kind of spread out and not focusing on grouping up quite as much, there could be some serious problems when these guys keep falling behind.
Yeah, I mean, look at Resolution right now. Just 13 minutes in. Treads, Maelstrom. Of course he goes for the Blink, but honestly, he could have gone for a Midas and still had it at 13 minutes. That's how well this guy is doing. I'm almost surprised he didn't want to go for the extra greed. But instead, he goes for the Treads, Maelstrom, Blink, sort of that new school build. Thank you, Admiral Bulldog. Well, I guess it's old school now, because new school is just a bunch of Null Talismans and a Blade Mail for that cheap damage, which he will not do this game, thankfully. He needs to be that core hero. He's sort of the one role right now, so he can't go for those cheap items. But now the middle lane solo in some trouble. But a nice arrow lands on Vova, but blown up. The Laguna Blade, first of the game that we get to see. And Batrider falls. 6-5, Album Sheet trailing by 1 kill. But as you pointed out on the graphs, they are quite far behind right now. 14 minutes, they're already 7.5k gold and about 4,000 experience behind. And Resolution is knocking on their tier 2s already.
He's just being so efficient about his map movement and just in general his pushing. Like, he's getting deep in every lane. There's not a single tier 1 still standing for Album Sheets. I mean, that's the 14-minute mark. Furion, of course, pushes pretty fast, but generally 14 minutes. Oh,
that proc though, how nice.
Oh man, lucky.
Centaur gets his Blink Dagger though before he dies, so that's good.
Yeah, if he had died before he picked that up, it would have been a huge hit to Album Sheet. But now, I mean, now they can do that Centaur Lina roaming stuff, and I mean, Centaur Lina SD could already do a lot of roaming, but now the SD can be elsewhere if need be, and Centaur Lina are still just incredibly deadly on their own with that blink available. So now that some grouping up is starting to happen from Album Sheet, it is going to be a little harder for individual lanes to push in, thanks to the fact that Lina just spams stuff out so well. But at the same time, you don't need to be focusing one lane as Empire. You have a Furion. He can do whatever he wants.
We already see that right now. It's 3 in the middle lane. You got Batrider farming up the jungle because Solo can do that still so quickly, and he can maintain the bottom lane and keep that pushing out, and then Resolution's just sitting up top, ratting it out, getting hits onto that tier 2 tower. They forced almost the whole team to rotate up, and they had great treant placements, so Resolution playing this like a boss. He got that intel that all of them were coming to gank him and they weren't smoked, so he backs off. The rest of the team try to Moonlight Shadow, try to find a pick off there in between the tier 2 towers of middle and top. But they don't find it. They no longer have their escape for the Moonlight Shadow now, but it doesn't look like they quite want to back off yet. They'll rotate the 3 up to the top lane to push, and now they'll send Resolution to the middle lane. Are already up to another 1,000 gold, but here's the smoke from Vova, Bignum, and Inquisitor, and actually even the Puck is there too, Mo. The only one they don't take is Lycan, because Lycan right now is going for the Roshan, but here we go, initiation onto Silent. There's your demonic purge out, the coil dropping onto a few. Silent disappears. Laguna Blade going out now onto the Skywrath. It doesn't quite kill him, actually. Now Resolution is still going to join up in this fight. A Fiend's Grip from Always Want to Fly went out, but Resolution will find the kill on the Lina. So Nako's still alive. Resolution going to try to TP out, but right in the middle of the creep wave, plain sight, Vovapane to stop it. He tries to spread out, but he will go down. It's double kill for the Puck, and a bit of a misstep there from Empire. Resolution thinking his team could survive a bit longer than they could, and he will pay for it.
Aloha Dance, Aloha Dance almost gonna die. Is he gonna fall? Yes! The last auto attack, thanks to the 3 stacks of napalm, gonna bring him down. Really well played by Solo. I mean, I can't believe Aloha Dance kind of stuck around and kept working on the Roche when he knew he'd been scouted by a Flame Break. But he got Flame Breaked very early into that attempt. Dragged up to the top right here, so Solo could just beat on him, knowing that with Sticky Napalm on, he'd be beating out that Lycan for damage, especially with the Firefly ticking as well. So even though eventually, between the Quelling Blade and between the couple of trees that the Firefly was destroying while Solo was keeping up on him, he managed to get out. It just wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, looks like his ult was had already been used, or what? I see it's on cooldown.
He was in ult form.
Oh, they're going quickly to the Roshan. You see the arrow come in from Silence, summoning up Roche. You can hit him even with your eyes closed. And Resolution spawns up from trees. They like to go back in, scouting with that Flame Break or Firefly Vision there. Flame Break goes out, and Solo just trying to be disruptive as they can steal the Roche away from the Lycan on the dire side. This is almost unheard of in Dota. It's not easy to do. It's pretty risky as well. Centaur looking for the big stomp. He will go in, stun some treants, so he gets immediately Nightmare now. They haven't killed it yet. And actually, the silence even went off on Roche and not the Lycan, which was a bit of a misstep. But here comes a big silence from Mo. Big Dream Coil as well. The Roshan is still alive. Who's going to take it here? Empire still committed to it. It will fall. Solo picks up the Aegis, but they've already lost 2. The supports are down right now. Moonlight Shadow will go, and Solo's going to be able to blink out of here. So, I mean, losing your 2 supports, I think that's worth it. Oh, no. Unless, can he blink? No, he cannot because of the poison. And maybe he can blink out of the Aegis respawn. I think he's going to go for it. Let's see if he can. Nope, going to take damage, gets stunned up immediately, and Solo will fall. It's killing spree here for Mo. So at least the Roche is denied, but Album Sheet is regaining a lot of ground in these last couple exchanges.
I mean, I guess the last will be up by the time he reaches, but wow, dude, that puck initiation was the absolute key to that fight. 4-man silence, 4-man dream coil. You could see just how panicked they were. They started running in all different directions. Like, oh god, we're in so much trouble. We're in so much trouble. And they split off. They kind of started fighting for different objectives. I guess someone said, just get the Roche probably over Skype or whatever they're using. And so they went in, they got the Aegis to make sure that Album Sheet didn't win the fight and also get a Roshan. I mean, that was more of a denied Roshan than anything else because Empire had to know that fight was done.
Oh, Resolution's in some trouble. He couldn't blink because the wolves were already at his door, disabling the blink dagger, and then Shadow Demon comes up, gets the vision over the trees that he sprouts up, and Resolution going to take another fall.
Resolution playing a little overconfident. I mean, both right there where he was kind of just a little bit too far out and not leaving himself space to escape with wolves involved. But also earlier when he TP'd into that engagement and just got himself picked off because he just, blinked in very aggressively to kill the Centaur in the top lane.
Well, honestly, that was fine. When he chose to just TP in the middle of the lane with creeps attacking him, that was the questionable part. Because he did have a blink dagger, right? Like, he could have got out of there, I think.
Yeah, if he'd had the, if he had not been getting hit by creeps. But no, I just think that he's making a couple of kind of overly aggressive and overconfident decisions because he knows he's far ahead. And nice leap from Silent. That was instant. He knew Vovapain was coming in, but still, fast fingers right there. But I mean, this is the kind of thing that can easily turn around a game, especially against a lineup that's so good at getting pickoffs as Album Sheet is now that Centaur has his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, looking at both of these lineups, when you take it into the late game, honestly, it's pretty even. Like, they both have the Super Rat. Like, one has Nature's Prophet, one has Lycan. I almost think Lycan is still better. They will find the pickoff on him here, though, as Centaur, the neutral, will take an arrow to the backside, as actual Centaur here is looking for this blink with the Tranquils. Running through some fire, though, is going to be disabling that as a Demonic Purge on the Bat Rider, and they're able to retreat. What is that being delivered? You got a Force, Blink, and a Gem of True Sight. I think the gem came out a couple minutes ago here for Solo as they look to take complete map control. And actually looking at the wards right now, we'll check out the Radiant. They've got one here.
Oh, Solo, this is so ballsy.
Oh, Solo.
There's the stun from Vovapain. He's going to get the double edge, half his life waiting, or excuse me, wow, Dream Coil, and he's just going to die, and there goes the gem.
Why?
So ballsy. This is the original 322 Dodo, man.
It really is.
But no, I mean, I think if you're just looking at kind of Lycan versus Furion, you can say that AS and Empire are a little more even in the late game, but I think with the Mirana backup for putting out DPS, and the fact that the supports from Empire scale so much better into the late game than Album Sheets do, I think Empire actually has a much better late game lineup, mostly because Fiend's Grip and Flaming Lasso deal with that Lycan so well.
Yeah, they do.
And also, I mean, Skywrath is a deadly force at any point in the game. A 6-second silence is always amazing. He does have... Theoretically, he scales as well, even though it's the Arcane Bolt, which means it's not really true carry-style scaling.
Why would he use
Why was Fly up there?
I don't know. He had a double damage.
Some
I think
weird alt decisions here.
He was looking for some strange wraparound, low potential wraparound, low potential, low reward wraparound. Not the things you want to be looking for. I guess with the Skywrath looking to Fiend's Grip Mystic Flare, but he gets spotted when he runs into the tree line by the wolves, and then AlbumSheets just waited.
The only one close by was Solo, and he wasn't anywhere near to help.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. It was strange stuff.
That's very weird.
Resolution back to pushing out the top lane. Decent creep wave. He's got that siege creep here, which soon Chen's gonna be looking to get a hold of those bad boys. Oh yeah.
I think even better is the ability to dominate golems and kill other mud golems with them, because nobody likes mud golems. Enchantress
though, no love, man. Just 5 move speed. What's up with that?
Well, Enchantress is really good.
True.
When was the last time you saw a Chen versus when was the last time you saw an Enchantress? Actually, I don't know. You see some Chen.
Yeah, Chen comes up every once in a while. The heal is pretty nice.
Well, the heal is fantastic. It just gives him a little bit better potential of late game scaling, kind of like the Enchantress.
But yeah, that's gonna triple dragon strats, right? You got Jakiro, you got Dragonite, and now you got Ancient Black Dragons. Boom, it's gonna be sick. Solo, force in, blink out.
Force in, blink out.
Yeah, new meta. It's a little scared. Cold feet there. Yeah, that would have been silly though, honestly, to go in on that. Quick fingers once again here for the Mirana, as they're gonna get the tower. It gets denied. An arrow searching and will just miss the backside of Inquisitor. That would have been a nice arrow that could have set up some great things. But they've got to watch out for this Puck, because Puck, with these Dream Coils, has always been on point. They throw out the Stampede. I'm not sure why. If it was maybe for Aloha in the bottom lane or what.
Well, they got an instant Moonlight Shadow, and Vovapane was kind of hanging out down here looking for Solo, I feel like. Because he's the one with the gem, and most of the team was up here, and so they didn't actually have the true sight. I'm gonna grab
Aloha, but
there's a lot of counterplay coming in here.
I don't know if it's gonna be the best initiation. It was 3-on-5 at the start of this, and Empire lose 2 pretty much immediately. And yeah, they didn't see the rotation down from Albert. You gotta expect they were pretty much drifting in no man's land. Where's the only place they could go? It's either into the middle, which they're not, because you can see. So they gotta be going bottom.
Yeah, so I don't know if they just thought that they could kill people that fast, but Furion, not really, of course, the burstiest hero in the game. It's not like he's gone for a Dagon or anything like that. So, I don't know, that was really weird. I mean, again, I just think very overconfident decisions coming out from Empire, and it's kind of costing them quite a lot against AlbumSheet right here. Especially because this is a very important game for them. They need to take this to keep up in the standings and have a chance at making playoffs.
Yeah, this is actually a really important game. And they're not really leading because they do have 5,000 gold advantage right now, but look at the tower advantage. They have a crazy tower advantage. AlbumSheet, once they get even on towers, will have a pretty decent gold advantage. So they're the team that is, I think, a little better off right now, even still being behind.
I'm going to just come out, and I don't think I've said this, but I hate that logic. I mean, I hate that logic. There's potential gold on the map, but you're assuming it's going to be taken at some point. Yeah. If Empire manages to keep pressure up, that potential gold might never actually be realized. So I hate the logic of, oh, you know, it's gonna be fine once they take those towers. It might be fine if they take those towers, but until they actually can get into a position to get it. Now, yes, they have Lycan. They're probably gonna get them sooner or later, but so far, Empire.
But maybe not, because Lycan is dying.
Lycan, yeah, I mean they're going for him again, but he's just gonna pop that ultimate and run away. And really, Stampede's gonna try. They were going for the counterplay, and just whiffed the stun on Solo. He might Vovapane in not a great position because of shot hits, but there's enough coming out. Axmo really wanted Solo right there, but fast fingers. Every time someone blinks in on this Empire team, they're long gone. Whether it be Mirana or whether it be Solo with that blink dagger, they're getting themselves out of dodge every single time.
Yep, now Silent in the bottom lane trying to work on that last tier 2 tower. He's got a decent creep wave. He's also going now back for that Maelstrom after he finished up the Manta here on the Mirana. And yeah, gonna throw out a scouting arrow. It will actually scout. I think it sees Aloha dance. Aloha though just ulted, so nothing he can do. All the towers have fallen, so 6 towers down on the side of Empire, but it's AlbumSheet with that 6 kill advantage. They've only managed to take 1 tower, and I gotta agree with you actually. Will they ever get these towers off the map? That's what's really going to matter. But if we see AlbumSheet winning a team fight, like they have been winning the team fights, recently, just I think because Empire's been making some mistakes to start them off. But if they win that team fight and Lycan lives, they can easily push out some towers. But Sheepstick coming up for resolution. Big item pickup, probably the biggest so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean, especially just dealing with that Lycan. Because now you have the lasso into the sheep, and that's enough time now that I think the little two-man gank squad they've been running, the Nature's Prophet just TPing in on whoever the Batrider can grab, will actually, I think, be able to kill that Furion now. Not the Furion, that Lycan. Holy crap. I'm really bad today.
Enough. One of the rats.
Yeah, I mean, same hero, really.
Pretty much. One just
I'm so excited
worse.
for those treants to not have magic resist anymore. You have no idea.
It's going to be pretty nice, I gotta say. Actually be able to kill them. And the scouting arrow goes out, silent, making sure they're not doing the Roshan. The treants were in there as well. So Roshan is probably going to be the next thing to be contested. Album Sheet might want to put 4 in a lane, act like they're pushing and fake it, like they tried to do the last time. Didn't quite work out because Solo was wise to that plan. But Moonlight Shadow going to be thrown out, I think just to keep the Nature's Prophet alive. He chooses the correct direction, blinking back into the bottom corner of the map. TP's out. Eul Scepter for the Lina. That's a great item to just, set up your own stuns. Be your own strong, independent woman with that Eul Scepter. And I saw another item come out, but I can't recall what it was. Maybe, I think it was the Force Staff here for Vovapane on the Centaur.
Yeah, that was pretty fresh. No, he's sitting on 1,800 gold, so it can't be that fresh. I thought it was. Necro 3's up on the Lycan, which I don't think we mentioned. So now those towers are a little bit more of a certainty as long as he can get the space for it. But there's still so much pressure coming from Empire. I'm not so sure, and the Furion is doing such a good job of keeping all the lanes pushed out between Wrath of Nature and just his Maelstrom that he's killing everything with. That it's becoming... I mean, it's very hard for Lycan to find the space to take any of these towers. And now that TP in, Blink in, Sheep, followed up by Solo possibly coming in with a Lasso is an incredibly deadly combo for him to deal with. He has to play very defensively a lot of the time.
And another gem, Empire, they want one. Solo kind of threw the last one away. He got a little too aggressive with it and threw it away actually right at this position, as we can also see from this position, Roshan about to fall. Empire knows, but they're not going to get there in quite enough time. Yeah, Arrow will hit Vovapane, but the Aegis is now already out onto the Lycan. A Mystic Flare to be dropped, the Flame Break as well. Always Want to Fly is going to be in some trouble, and that was a just purchased up gem. It's on the deck once again, but the team fight continues here in the tree lines, and it's going to be Empire losing everybody. Buyback on 2 of them. But is this Album Sheet now transitioning into the middle lane, taking maybe 1, maybe 2 towers on those 45-second respawns, or at the very least forcing a buyback?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. As soon as they win a team fight, these towers are going to be free. Don't disagree with you there. Although we do have Resolution pushing in the bottom lane, so they can't be completely
dealt with.
Cavalier. Oh, Vovapane went for the Blinkin, wasn't ready for the Sheep. It looks like the Lina Yules is going to be used to prevent Resolution from finishing off that kill. But that was... Vovapane was not ready to be sheeped right there. I think that was the big reveal.
Yeah, it might have been. I mean, I think he was in that last team fight, so they...
He probably should have noticed it, yeah.
Or he was also by the creep wave, but there was a team fight going on at the same time, so, hard to notice. They definitely know now, and team fights for, honestly, what, the last, 10 minutes have not been going well for Empire. They've lost. So how about this logic, Hippie? They're even on gold now, and they have the tower advantage, so Album Sheet looking pretty good, I would say. And they're ahead on experience, about 4,000. Not a big lead at all. At, what are we, 30 minutes into the game right now? So, honestly, game extremely close. I think it's going to come down to the ratting.
Yeah, well, and it's also helpful that Empire's thrown away 1,800 gold in gems now.
They have done that, yes.
Well, and also, with all the nice single-target lockdown that Empire has in this mid-game, I mean, I said I like Empire's late game better in the mid-game between Puck and Centaur before BKBs are kind of available for multiple players on Empire's lineup. That's just insanely hard to deal with. Even that alone, throw in the Lina AoE, the Shadow Demon stuff, the Lycan doesn't even need to be there half the time.
Well, Solo scooped up that one gem, by the way.
Oh, did he? He got the other one
only
back.
900 away.
Okay.
And they're about to, I think, get the... Never mind, I thought Big Numb had one. Pull back into the Mystic Flare. He'll stay alive a little bit longer, but he should just die in the fire once he respawns. Starfall from the high ground, Silent will pick him off there. Dream Curl are going to be dropped just onto 1, though. That's Soneko. But here they come in. They will find the Bane. Sheeped up is Mo. Silence working on him. Just going to Manta up, throw the illusions on him, and trying to TP out was this guy. Not going to be fortunate enough to TP out in time. Will be chopped down by the Centaur War Runner. And now let's see. Scurrying away. Where's Solo? Solo's got over to the mid lane. Where's this Mirana? She went south. So she's in the bottom lane. Going to start pushing it out as Solo just, buys some time. He wants to be careful not to die here. They don't want to give up the gem. It's quite useful. What was that? Was that just like a panic Eul Scepter by Inquisitor? I don't know. There he goes, Flame Break. It gets him one more attack is all he needs. Can he get it? This isn't worth it because he's going to die. It certainly looked cool, but now both gems are on the ground, and That's that 1800 golden gems we talked about. Now all going over to AlbumSheet, who didn't have to buy any of them, courtesy of Team Empire.
Silent was going in to try to get one. Now he's getting chased down by that wolf form Lycan. Who? How much longer does he have on that shapeshift? He's got about half it left, but he doesn't want to commit any longer than he already
Like
has.
20 seconds on Aegis too.
Yeah.
I think. No.
No,
What
no,
am I
no.
saying?
No, they just killed that.
What I saw the pop up
like-
and it was like thing numbers, and I just assumed it was Aegis. But
Wait.
no, Aegis has 3 minutes
Way to
left.
confuse me, buddy. Thanks a lot.
That's what I'm here for. Itsy bitsy spider. Climbing up his web or something. Looking for the gems. It's not there though. I like that they scrambled the fighter jet couriers. There should be a fighter jet courier. How awesome would that be?
That would be terrible, and I would hate it.
I mean, like tasteful, like gyro style, but like just so I can say scramble
Okay,
the fighter
see,
jets.
a like mini gyrocopter courier. That would I would be okay with.
Screw this Pudge guy. Like, who is he? He's so ugly. Like, why do we want Pudge couriers?
Yeah,
I
the
don't
little
know.
like Pudgeling and the Doomling.
Resolution
I'm like,
is dead. It's a pretty big kill. Acrobooks
That's
are good.
a very big kill. That's their single hero that's keeping them in the game right now is Resolution, because every time AlbumSheet wins a team fight, which is every single time recently. I mean, when was the last time Empire won a team fight?
I was trying to figure it out for the graphs, but it's so small.
We've
the
gone
little
from-
indicator. It looks like, honestly, like the 18-minute mark is like the last time
We've
they
gone
even
it was
traded.
10 to 12, I think. Then it went to 10 to 16. Then it went to 10 to 19. Now it's 12 to 23. Those are the
Yeah.
very distinct kill scores I remember right here.
It's like the 16-17-minute mark is the last
Oh,
time
there they're
Empire
gonna
was
get a Aloha
dominating
Dance. They have the
team
Moonlight
fights.
Shadow running as well, but probably the gem is available. Lots of damage coming out on that Lycan. He may fall. No, doesn't quite fall to that Arcane Bolt. Still gonna live.
Hard.
There goes the Aegis. Gonna pop it. Inquisitor taking a little bit of damage. Gonna have to back off before he goes down, but the rest of AlbumSheet coming in from the rear. Always want to fly. Gonna snap that Dream Coil and fall in the aftermath. Aloha Dance getting another kill. So 3 down. I mean, Resolution was already down, but the Mirana gets picked off, the Bane gets picked off. Well worth it for the Aegis. This is going to be another tower, and as much as I had that discussion about potential gold versus realized gold, this is realized gold now, man. And AlbumSheet in a beautiful position.
They were leading in gold without taking the towers even. Like, that's
There's
how
the
much they turned
BKB
this
on
game
Furion
around.
finally. That's so important.
Yeah, that is going to be big. Not a whole lot to lock him down. It's been a game of humongous dream coils for this puck, but now as a BKB comes up here on this Intelligence Nature's Prophet, it's going to be a little bit harder, and I think that was one of the drawbacks of the lineup here for Empire. They had obviously a decent lineup, they had a decent lead, arguably through the game a bit to get to the point where they find themselves now, but they never really had any BKB building heroes except for maybe the Mirana. She looks to be going back for one now as she's got another Mithril Hammer. Solo, though, jumps out very aggressively, will get sheeped up, and literally disappears. Just disappearing. Also disappearing. It's magic tricks aplenty for Team Empire right now. As
That's a Rax.
Stat. Yeah, it's going to be a Rax. Spat and Bane just disappear. Yule Scepter up, Soneko trying to live. Laguna Blade goes out. The Wolves should be enough to chase him down, or there's the negative Earn Charge. Bottling up, oh, he will actually live, but at the end of the day, it's just a Skywrath. What's he going to do to really stop this? There's a very fast pig on the loose, and it's Inquisitor with the Fiery Soul now maxed out. Just so fast, because he's just been spamming spells non-stop. Not to mention the bonus move speed from the Yule Scepter, as Aloha Dance is committing to the tower right now. He does not have that Aegis anymore. Excuse me, not to the tower, committing to the Rax, and he will get it. So the whole top lane of Rax to fall here at 34, just under 35 minutes. AlbumSheet doing really well. I mean, they don't have the best record here in Starladder, and they're stopping Empire from possibly taking that 4th position to move on in the Starladder tournament.
You said you'd never seen it. Now you have. Check out Lena.
Yes. What I like.
Well,
So Resolution now is in some trouble as he's picked up that BKB. He's still squishy.
I don't know, man. He's still pretty tanky. He's got 1700
Yeah.
life.
Okay, yeah,
He's
he is
got the
level 18.
Scythe of Ice and the BKB, and he's got the Strength Tread.
Whatever,
So
man. He's gonna die to Laguna Blade. Just
I mean, yeah, it's gonna
happen.
deal like 950 damage. So,
it's like half HP, I guess. It's okay.
Yeah,
Hard
it's
for
about.
Centaur as well, so now he can push towers pretty fast. And the late game Centaur is not something to sneeze at, as I think a few people might. I don't know. He's good.
oh, he's definitely strong in the later game. Doesn't really. I mean, just the return obviously is so frustrating to deal with once he has all that strength.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, wait a minute, he's 22 damage plus half his strength. So right now, every time you hit him, you're taking 80 damage.
That goes for towers too, for those of you that
Yeah.
are unaware. So he can almost backdoor towers with the heart, if not backdoor towers with the heart, as long as it's focusing him. Tower takes a lot of damage because it returns physical, so.
Yeah. I'm just... Empire fell so far behind after they took that very nice advantage in the early game. They just got really, really over-aggressive and threw away quite a lot of it. I think the Mirana really needs her BKB. I think Bane is probably building one as well. He's got the Order Club. But they need BKBs on so many heroes to make this work. And they need to not lose another Rax before that happens. And with how...
Looking at current gold, though, none of them, unless they've got quite a few components of a BKB, which they don't, none of them are okay, Solo's close. Always when it flies like a third of the way there, but other than that, no one is too close. Current gold on Silent is 900. So, oh, he already got his BKB, so JK. I'm just completely wrong. Sorry, first game of the day? Can casters use that excuse?
No. No, we really can't. We have to
Why
be
not?
perfect all the time. Because we're perfect all the time. We never screw up anything, ever.
That's true. Ever.
We're perfect. Perfect and fancy and beautiful.
Are these song lyrics? Because they kind of sound like song lyrics.
I am beautiful.
Okay. The push into the top lane from Resolution. They're pushing into the hardest lane right now, though, because this is the lane with those big old creeps, because AlbumSheet got the racks there in this top lane. So hard to push into Treants and Wolves all dying, just succumbing to the will of Roshan. But they scout him out, they get the intel for their respective teams. So that could be the next real objective, but a slight team fight in the top. It's going to be Lena that goes in first. Will stay alive with the Yules. They've got gems up. Solo is, yeah, not long for this world. He will fall, even though the Moonlight Shadow was used. Everyone else going to TP out. Skywrath gets away. Silent leapt into the tree line, but he'll be fine as well.
Oh god, that Lena was such... They had to know she was bait. I mean, they know they have Stampede, they know they have Blink Daggers all over that other team, and Resolution had just TP'd to the bottom lane. He had about 15 seconds before he could come back in. His TP came off cooldown, his actual like teleportability, right after that fight was already over. So I feel like, I mean, AlbumSheet obviously probably watched him leave, said, okay, now we bait them into going for us. Solo, you know, bit hard on that Lena. They didn't even kill her. They didn't kill anyone.
Well,
they just got blown up.
Bait looks better and better the more desperate you get as a team. In Empire right now, I think they're feeling pretty desperate. They're even going to lose their sort of 1-2 role.
There's another Lycan going down too. This is so bad.
The Roche. That's Cheese, Aegis, and the Cheese is going to stay on the deck. They'll send that over to Vova. You know, casual 17 armor, 3000 HP with a heart, and now a Cheese. So you're not killing Vova Pain, that's for sure. And even if you do kill this Lycan, he looks to be going for an AC now with that Vladimir's, or sorry, after the Vladimir's, with that Plate Mail for extra pushing. Honestly, could go for a Shiva's Guard. It would be pretty good against, you know, just the right clicks of Mirana and Nature's Prophet. But you got to expect the AC coming out.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a Shiva's, but why wouldn't you go for something that makes you that much better at killing towers? Aloha Dance getting really aggressive, might just lose this Aegis right here, but I guess enough bait that they could... He's not even gonna die!
He's got the heart regen.
Gonna die! I think he went in there
HP?
fully expecting to lose his Aegis, just to kind of bait people out and get them out of position for pickoffs, but he didn't even, which is just hugely terrible news.
Icing on the cake as it goes back in here.
Lena's probably gonna die. Oh no, she's gonna get the ult off the Fiery Soul. She's gonna kill
Fiery Soul. And she buys up the Boots of Travel. Doesn't have buyback, but does have Boots of Travel. Can rejoin the fight. Fiery Soul's good, man. I don't know if there's any doubt.
If that stun had landed before the BKB went off, she would have killed him clean too. It wouldn't have even been a trade.
Yeah,
you know he was mashing. Oh, Silent gonna get stomped on. He's gonna take a decent amount of damage coming in. Aloha Dance, or excuse me, Axmo is actually gonna finish him off. Lasso's gonna get Vova Pain, but the Cheese does go off. Can't pick him off before the disable goes off. Stampede used to try and maneuver during some hexes, and now they just got to apply damage to that Rax. A lot of abilities already burned off on the side of Empire. I would actually prefer them to be chipping away at the ranged Rax if they're just kind of chipping with wolves, but
they might just be waiting for the Necro. 20 seconds on cooldown here, and they can use it again. Go in for that.
And 12 seconds on Shapeshift, so they can definitely go in with that. They have real potential going on here. And they still have the. I mean, they still have the Aegis. Why not?
No Cheese though. That was a clutch Cheese from Vova Pain. Dragged all the way to the 2-4s. They couldn't quite kill him, and then he stampedes up. Hadn't even used it. They're going straight for this Rax. They don't even care about looking for the range. Lasso, or excuse me. Yeah, last one. 1 second. Is he going to be able to even choose a target, though? He's just going to die here. He will force staff away. He's very, very low. They're chasing him down. He will fall along with 2 of his comrades. Buying back, it's going to be the Skywrath. Everyone retreating out, looking now to go for the actual objectives here. You can see Lena being patient on this team for Album. She's just staying in the back lines where she knows she needs to be. And yeah, that's going to be the range racks falling here. Aloha's going to eat a Mystic Flare to the face. A disruption, though, defensive. A little, honestly, even a little late from Big Gnome. Maybe really he wanted to wait to see the arrow, but whatever. Now we got a Fiend's Grip going out onto Vova. Is it going to be enough, though? It's still, he's still gripped from so far away, but he will live. It runs out. The racks fall. Album Sheet. They force a buyback, get a couple kills, take the racks, lose nothing, and continue to just run over them. Album Sheet.
That's, I mean that's
GG,
that's
honestly.
Got the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't expect, you don't have the late game lineup to not just die to this Lycan. Because there's 1 Rax left. If you try to commit anywhere, he takes it for free.
Need that Sven, man. He's here to pump you up.
That's Sven. I am,
Soon.
oh god.
Soon.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I want that to be a thing. I know it's too much gold for support Sven, but I want it to be a thing anyway.
I mean, it's not in this metagame, though, right? Like, look at all the supports that go Ags first just because of the tower-pushing meta, and Sven helps that, right? Like, he helps with the team fights, he helps to retreat or get in position
Sven should
with
still be
Warcraft.
going for a positioning item first. Looks like we're going to have a sheep out on the silent. He's going to get force-staffed away, but too much damage coming in. Just again, Mystic Flare going to be taken by Vova Pain. He doesn't really care. Lincoln's blocking always want to fly. And Inquisitor just kind of hanging out, fighting the supports, and that's Mega Creeps.
I was going to say, Empire, if they're not going to call it after that, they're bitter that they had this game and then potentially threw it away. But they will throw out the GG after the Mega Creeps. And, well, I mean, honestly, it was a really good game. It's hard to pinpoint a moment where Empire really lost it, but I think it's up top when Resolution TP'd into sort of losing team fight. Then he also died, and then after that, I don't know if that completed a few items for Album Sheet or not, but since that moment at like the 16 to 18 minute mark, it was just Album Sheet winning every team fight, getting all the Roshans, except for the very first one that did go over